The following is a presentation of Studio Audrain, powered by the Mexico Ledger.
Hey, and good morning, everybody. Love is in the air, bowling and wrestling, as a matter of fact, this morning on the Mexico Ledger Saturday Morning Sports Show. I'm your host, Matt Pilger, and we're just going to get right into things. As a matter of fact, we have guests from Central Methodist University talking about bowling this morning. The head coach, Kevin Duncan. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. Also, Alayna Abernathy and Hunter Scott, and glad to have you guys in here this morning. Coach, I've talked to you a couple of times about the program over at Central Methodist University. How many years have you been the head coach over there?
So this season was my fourth season. It was the program's fifth, so I've been the head coach for the last 4 years.
All right. Talk a little bit about your program and kind of how that's progressed over the last 4 years, if you will.
Yeah, so we had a real good year this year. So it was our first year. We've added the women's program. We had a full squad, and we're able to compete. The ladies competed in, I think, officially 13 tournaments, and the men 12. So we saw a lot of growth out of the team, and these two right here are a big part of that. So
absolutely. Well, let's get right into it. Alayna, talk to us about your season. How's it going?
It went really well. It was really great to get into the collegiate side of the bowling, because before that I was really only doing leagues and I really hadn't seen a lot of the tournament play. It's definitely a whole different world, but Coach Kevin and a couple of our other coaches have helped me, navigate my way through it. But altogether, I think I've learned so much this year, and just not only lane play, but teamwork and a lot of things like that.
Yeah, Hunter, talk to us a little bit about your game and how things are going for you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good season. I started out on JV, and I've been able to kind of work my way up to varsity. That's been pretty cool. It's really been nice to learn, like what she said, the lane play and kind of what bowling balls to use. Because, I've been bowling 4 years. A lot of these people on our team been bowling since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. So they kind of got the leg up there, but it's been really good to be able to get out to these tournaments, be able to really improve and use them to learn about kind of what I need to do in the future.
Absolutely. Coach Duncan, talk to us a little bit about recruiting. How does that work? Is it word of mouth, or do you kind of go from town to town scouting players? How did you specifically scout Alayna and Hunter?
yeah, so recruiting is kind of a two-phase. One is just knowing people in the bowling world, making connections there. Trying to visit different high schools, go to their practices, things like that. Another big piece in today's recruiting is the internet, social media. There's 3 or 4 websites out there where the recruits can go on, put their resume, put videos of themselves, and then us coaches will go out, and if there's somebody that we're interested in, we can contact them through that. So it's really kind of a two-phase thing. We are starting to get our name out there also, so we're starting to have kids reach out to us, wanting to come instead of us having to reach out to them. So it's starting to grow.
Alayna, how did that process work for you? Did you reach out to Coach Duncan, or did he go and recruit you? Tell us how that looked.
So I reached out to Coach Duncan. I have my boyfriend also goes to CMU and bowls there, and so they were taking videos of me and they sent them to Coach Duncan, and then we started talking, and Kevin just made it a very safe space, and I really enjoyed that. He never made me feel bad for not being in this scene as long as other people have, like Hunter said, but that was a very big driving point in the recruiting process, is he made it very comfortable and safe. And so I reached out to him and we talked for a while, and then I committed to CMU completely.
Hunter, what about you? Did you reach out to Coach Duncan, or did he come and recruit you in Centralia?
Be honest now here.
It was a little bit of both. I was kind of looking into bowling collegiately to begin with, and then he came. I bowled in Columbia. That's the closest big like youth scene, I'd say. So I was up there in Columbia. He came to one of our practices, kind of talked to us about bowling in college, and that sold me a little bit. I came and visited the school. I really liked it, and got to meet the people on the team. Great people. And then I was just like, yeah, I want to go here, and committed. And yeah, it's been that since then.
All right, Coach. What are some of the biggest skills that you look for whenever you're out there recruiting players?
Yeah, I mean, obviously skills, a big part of that, but also, things that people overlook are, being able to work as a team. In bowling, it's a 5-person team, so you have to be able to, blend in with the team. And we also look for, we like kids that are dedicated, hardworking, willing to put the work in, because there's a lot of work that has to go into going from the high school level to the collegiate level. So we want those kids that are dedicated to and not scared to work hard. So,
no doubt. Alayna, you grew up in Lathrop. That's where you're from. Did you grow up with a bowling alley in town, or where did you go bowling, to kind of get you interested in the game, if you will?
So my dad is a very big league bowler. So I grew up in bowling alleys like my entire life. And then just about 3 years ago, I was looking for an activity to kind of do with my dad. And there's a town, Excelsior, about 20 minutes away from Lathrop, that has a bowling alley that we found an adult youth thing where we kind of started bowling that league. And I've kind of just, grown from that. I qualified for the Pepsi tournament, and I was on a state team, so I've been to a couple more basic tournaments. But that's kind of where it started for me. It's just league bowling with my dad, since our high school doesn't really have a lot of options for that. So. Yeah.
Hunter, I grew up in Centralia. There was a bowling alley there back in the day. I won't say what year, but kind of talk to us. I know you said you went to Columbia. Did you have to go to different towns to kind of find leagues to bowl on, since you don't have a bowling alley in your town?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much always Columbia, because they're the biggest and easiest option, I would say.
Yeah.
There's a bowling alley up here in Mexico down the road. Bowled a league there this summer too. That was pretty cool. The youth league stuff really only in Columbia, so that was where I went for that. I wish there was one in Centralia still, but
yeah, absolutely. Kevin, kind of talk to us about what's next for CMU bowling. Is this recruiting time, or is this kind of wrapping up season time? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so next weekend is our conference tournament. We bowl in the Heart of America Conference in the NAIA, so we're having that in Columbia, Missouri. So if you want to come out and see what collegiate bowling's all about, next Saturday and Sunday we will be in Columbia, Missouri at AMF Town and Country Lane. So that's what's next. Obviously, recruiting's a big part of this season, right now. So we're in talks with, several kids that hopefully we can convince them at CMU's their college home. So.
Do you guys get to go on these recruiting trips and kind of tell them about the program and kind of bring them in?
Coach offers us to come and, do signings and to reach out to potential new teammates. So we don't always get to go, but we always get the option, and we have them come bowl with us occasionally. So It's good to see them and see how they kind of fit in.
You guys seeing younger people get more involved in the sport, Hunter?
I think it's been really cool. I can't speak for everything, but obviously in Columbia, when I started, we were really the only me and my friend group. Me and 4 other people. We were the only people on our youth team, and we had 5 people in one team. Now that's like boomed. It's up to like, I mean, there's probably 20, 25 people that bowl there every practice every Friday. They go Sundays, bowl tournaments around Northeast Missouri, Palmyra, Columbia, Hannibal. So really, really cool to see that expand.
Any perfect games yet, guys?
Not yet.
No? Kevin, have you had a perfect game?
I had a couple.
A couple? Okay, all right. Very, very
I've had a
nice.
few. So.
Very nice. Listen, guys, I appreciate you coming on the show this morning. Want to wish you the best of luck, and we'll continue to stay in touch with you for Central Methodist University bowling.
Thank you, Matt, for having us.
Thank
Appreciate
you so much. Head coach Kevin Duncan, also student athletes Hunter Scott of Centralia, Alayna Abernathy of Lathrop, our first guests here on the Mexico Ledger Saturday morning sports show. We do want to thank our sponsors, our studio sponsor, as a matter of fact, Slumberland Furniture of Mexico. President's Day sale going on. Check out all of the mattresses here at Slumberland Furniture. Really good deals going on. Also, United Credit Union, the Weber family of pharmacies, Mexico School District, Community R6 School District, and the Van Far School District. As we get set to bring on our next set of guests here, coming on from Mexico Wrestling, we've got Trevor Cole and also Kyler Carr. I want to say thanks for coming out here this morning, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate you all having coming out. You already had a practice this morning. You kind of talked to us. We're going to start with Kyler. Talk to us a little bit about your season so far, how you're doing. You're 157 pounds, I believe, junior year. Talk to us about your year.
It's been a good year, but I took some tough losses, but, that's what makes a winner. So you got to learn from your mistakes, Having a perfect season always isn't the best, like Trevor, but
Yeah.
I've also had some really good wins, taking on some really tough opponents early in the season and in the late season, but just trying to work and do my best and getting ready for districts.
You had a big milestone this year, too, 100 wins. Kind of tell us about what that meant to you personally.
It's a big accomplishment, especially for my junior year. Most people get it during their senior year. Some of the kids that beat me, I see they're getting their 100th wins their senior year, and it's just a big accomplishment because I know I'm a junior and I got a lot to look forward to my senior year.
No doubt. Trevor, you're a freshman. I know that you have wrestled youth wrestling quite a bit. You put a lot of miles in the car, traveling to different states. Kind of talk to us a little bit about your freshman year here. You're at 106 pounds and an undefeated season. Things seem to be going pretty well.
Yeah, I've had a good season. I've been wrestling good, and I got stuff I could work on, but
Yeah,
it's been good.
no doubt. How was the transition from youth wrestling?
I think high school's been easier than what youth was because all the tournaments that I went to in youth built me up to this high school season.
Yeah, talk a little bit about your success this season. Has it been conditioning, technique? How do
It's
you
been a
approach?
lot of all of it.
Yeah, all mixed together, I would imagine. Kyler, you're at 157 pounds, and that's a pretty physical weight class, as a matter of fact. What's kind of been the biggest key to your success this season?
A lot of my strength training in the off season. I go to the gym every day throughout the off season. I was about 170 before season, so cutting down a little bit. I'm usually stronger than my opponent, but I also use my technique. But strength is definitely a big key.
What do you focus on at the gym? Is it weights?
Lots of upper body. Some calisthenics stuff. Just trying to be able to throw my opponent around, not so much just moving the weight.
Getting ready for districts, and as a matter of fact, it's going to be here in Mexico. That's next weekend. Both of you talk to us a little bit about what this week looks like as you get prepared to go to districts to try and qualify for state.
Just really working on things that we do best. Trying to perfect everything. Not so much learning new skills, but just trying to get really good at the stuff that we already are good at.
What's it look like for you, Trevor?
Yeah, like he said, just working the same stuff, but we don't need to learn anything new. We're already where we're going to be at. We just need to get better at what we're doing.
As Coach Steve Haig says, the hay is in the barn. I believe it's one of his favorite phrases. And listen, guys, we appreciate you getting up early and coming out here this morning, and wish you the best of luck at districts next weekend.
Yep.
Kyler Carr, Trevor Cole from Mexico Wrestling as we get set for our next set of guests here on the Slumberland Mexico Ledger Saturday morning sports show. We're bringing in Travis Shramek, Jr., and also Grant Walker. And welcome in, guys. We appreciate you coming out here this morning. Grant, you just won the Missouri Military Academy tournament, hit your 100th win, as a matter of fact. Big milestone for you. How satisfying is that to see all these years of work kind of paying off at this stage of your high school career?
It's really satisfying because I've seen other guys in front of me hit the milestone, and I've always wanted to hit it myself. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Travis, you placed highly in some tournaments this season, including some big brackets over in St. Charles. What did those tournaments teach you about where you stand against some of the top heavyweights?
Compared to last year, I've done a lot better, and I wrestled a lot better competition, and I've done well against them compared to last year. It's been a good confidence booster.
Yeah. Grant, you've been to state twice.
Yeah.
You're kind of a grizzled veteran, if you will. How has that experience shaped the way you approach big matches now?
I mean, nothing's like stepping on the state mat, so whatever nerves you have, it won't be as much as that.
Yeah. You also qualified for state last year, Travis. As a sophomore, how's that experience changed the way you prepare and compete this season?
Yeah, like he said, it's really nerve-wracking being in front of that big crowd. I've just been wanting to make it back there the entire year, do better, not go 0-2 like I did last year.
Kind of tell us your mindset, as you compete in the 190 division. Do you think that sets you apart from competition last year? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I think last year I was really underweight at my weight class, and this year I'm right on weight, so I'm staying strong with all the other guys. I don't have a disadvantage like I did last year.
Yeah. Travis, 285, kind of your approach. Does that give you an edge right now competing in that weight class? And, how do you prepare for some of your matches?
A lot of kids at 285, a lot of people wrestle the same, slower matches. If you try and go out there, wrestle quick, wrestle hard, you'll do well most of the time. That's what I've done better compared to last year.
Talk to us a little bit about the goals. I know with the district tournament coming up next week, that's got to be the immediate goal, but you can't look too far past that to state, but it's always at the top of your mind. Tell us a little bit about your goals, Grant.
Yeah, my goals, I got a couple tough kids in my district bracket. My goals are to beat them. They're beatable matches, so I want to win districts. I want to do well at state.
What about your goals, Travis?
I have every match I can have at state and districts are winnable. I want to go out, win every match I can, wrestle hard, place.
Are you guys eating? I mean, how's the diet going at this point in the season?
I can eat pretty well.
I can eat pretty well too.
All right.
We're a good bit under.
Any big meals planned for after you have your success at the state tournament?
Always is. We always go somewhere after.
Steak?
Yeah.
Is it steak?
We go to Texas Roadhouse. So.
Okay. Well, then I would say that's pretty good, and some rolls too, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Listen, guys, appreciate you all getting up early and coming out, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Mexico Wrestlers Travis Shramek, he's a junior, 285-pounder. Also Grant Walker, big senior year as he gets prepared to go into districts. And now we've got Carlos Juarez Ramirez coming in. Carlos, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Glad to have you out here. You've already had an incredible career. You're a two-time state runner-up at 106, and you picked up your 100th career win this season. A lot of guys on the team with 100 wins. What did that milestone mean to you?
I mean, it just showed my improvement and showed that I'm where I want to be, and I'm glad to be here, especially with my teammates also achieving their 100th win. It's good to be in a good team.
Absolutely. You jumped from 106 to 113. What went into that decision this year?
We had a good 106 coming in, so it was better if I bumped up to 113, where I think it's good to have a good 106 and a good 13.
Yeah, no doubt. What's kind of been the biggest difference wrestling at 113 from 106?
Honestly, I think the kids are like leaner because they're actually cutting. Because at 106, there's kids that like just now hitting puberty, just now growing a bit, But now it's like kids that are cutting a lot of weight and they're skinnier.
Yeah. Do you feel wrestling bigger athletes has actually helped you in your development?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, yeah, like my practice partner, Logan Hooterman, he's a taller kid.
Yeah.
You know, he's helping me get used to those taller kids.
Shout out to Logan this morning.
Shout out to Logan.
There you go. Kind of what's the fire inside you right now heading into districts, if you can talk a little bit about that.
Districts, you know, I lost to a kid that was in our district, and you know, I'm ready to get my kid back. I'm ready to win that, and I'm ready to get my 3rd district title.
Absolutely. Mexico is hosting it at home. How exciting is it to chase a return to state right in your home gym?
I mean, it feels wonderful. It feels wonderful to get my raised hand and look at my crowd, my people, and it's just the best feeling ever.
A lot of your family has been in wrestling over the years here in Mexico.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that and the advice that you're getting from your brothers, if you will.
Honestly, it feels growing up, I watched them wrestle, you know. I didn't really like it that much when I was a little kid, but now that I did grow older, I liked it more and more. I came in. They're pushing me to be better. It doesn't matter if I'm at home, if I'm sick, it doesn't matter what I'm under. They're pushing me to be a better self, to be my better self.
How long have you been wrestling?
Since like 7th grade, I would say.
Since 7th grade. Okay,
Yeah.
Been doing that for a little while. Well, your goals for the rest of the season, obviously qualifying for state and bringing home some hardware, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready to get a state title this time.
Very nice. Well, listen, congratulations on a great
Thank you.
season. Appreciate you coming out, and best of luck to you.
Thank you for having me.
Carlos Juarez Ramirez here as we bring on the men who strategize and coach the Mexico high school wrestling team. Coming to the table right now, we've got head coach Jake Vitale and assistant coach Jordan Jones. And thanks for coming out here this morning, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys coming out here. Coach, 6 non-dual tournament championships this season. And the NCMC title, North Central Missouri Conference, for the first time since 2018. What has clicked for this group, if you will?
We just got a fairly young core group of guys they've been doing it for a while, and they've kind of bought into the system that we've had in place for a few years of competing hard and wrestling whoever's in front of them. They've got a really good group of, they've got a good sense of community kind of as a group. They work hard as a team, and they kind of build off each other. They're at MMA. One kid's wrestling. We've got the whole team sitting there on the side of the mat cheering them on. So got a lot of support from their teammates, and they kind of want to win for each other. So
Nice. Jordan, you're a multi-time state medalist for Mexico yourself. You know what high-level wrestling looks like. What kind of impresses you most about the team this year?
This group of kids, they know they have coaches who have wrestled at that high level, so they want to try to be as good as us. They're getting there. They're asking us questions. They're pushing each other, at practice, and they're basically a big support group for one another.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the MMA tournament a little bit, Coach Vitale. Last weekend, big weekend. What performances kind of stood out to you there?
There were some pretty tough brackets there. I know 120, I think the kid who took 4th place was a returning state medalist. I mean, so that's when you just go to a local tournament, you got state medalists taking 4th place, that's a pretty tough day. Evan Blair, I think, came up in 5th place, so he came up just a little bit short there, but he wrestled pretty good. We had a few JV guys who entered into the varsity tournament as well. We put all of our varsity and JV guys in. We had 2 JV 106s that really stepped up big, and they each won 2 matches against varsity at the varsity tournament, so that was really big for them. Kyler Carr had a really big win against Fulton. That kind of helped set himself up for the district tournament with a little bit better seed. Him and that kid have been back and forth this year, so and they're ranked 3rd and 4th in the state, so that was a really big win for him. Carlos bounced back from an injury the week before and wrestled the kid he got hurt against and ended up getting a tech fall against him, and he's a fairly high-ranked kid at Class 1, so that was a nice win for him as well. Trevor handled business, and he's ended every match in Missouri early so far. He's either tech falled or pinned everyone he's wrestled in Missouri. So he continued that streak with a nice tech fall over a returning state qualifier. So mean, as a whole, they've all wrestled really tough. So
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Jones, kind of tell us how you blend your styles together, coaching with Coach Vitale here together and with the rest of the staff as well.
Yeah, so Jake and I have kind of grew up together wrestling. We both kind of went to the same people training wise, and then we both wrestled under Coach Adams. So our style is similar, but it's also he's a totally different wrestler than I was. So it's kind of helped that I can help kids in certain areas that I excelled at, and he can help kids in other areas where I didn't. So it's really been nice that both of us are working together, grew up together, and we got a good group of kids, so things are going really well.
We mentioned it was the first North Central Missouri Conference title since 2018. There's also something pretty special about that 2018 season, if I remember right, state champions.
Yeah.
Do you kind of talk about that season to your guys and kind of what it takes to be up at that level?
yeah, I mean, leading up to the conference tournament, I told them we talked a lot about. I think probably for 2 weeks every day when we finished practice, we talked about, hey guys, like there's been years we've gotten team trophies at the state tournament where we didn't win the NCMC title. I said the NCMC title is a tough thing to get because you got to have all 14 guys ready to wrestle that day. I told them, I said, you guys can kind of get your names written with Mexico history by winning this, and you'll be right up there with the teams that took 2017. We took second at state. In 2018, we won state. So I said, you guys can have your names similar standing as those teams if you guys can get out there and earn it and earn an accolade that not very many teams have earned. So, and with it being the last year, that was a little bit added motivation for them as well with the NCMC disbanding. So they kind of knew this was their chance to win it, and they went out and they performed well. We were missing a couple varsity wrestlers. We had 2 or 3 guys get banged up throughout the day. We had a couple guys who were sick, and we had to bump the lineup around a few times, and kids came up tough. And even if they lost matches, it was going out, not getting pinned, and giving up a major decision instead of a tech fall, or a tech fall instead of a pin, or a decision instead of a major. They just kind of worked really hard against a really tough Hannibal team to get that win. Every little point mattered there, and we ended up winning by, I think, 3 or 4. So had a few guys battle tough and really stepped up for their team.
Yeah. Districts at home, as we've mentioned, next weekend, Friday and Saturday. Kind of how do you prepare athletes for the pressure and also the privilege of wrestling in their own gym? What's the message that you guys are sending to your guys right now?
I haven't really changed up our message that we've had all year. We're going to go out, we're going to try and score as many points as we can, and we're going to try and have some fun while we're winning. We've got a really good chance of getting a lot of guys through, so if they get out there and they perform to their expected levels that they expect of themselves, then we should have a pretty good weekend.
Very nice. Want to wish you guys the best of luck. As we were wrapping up here, coming at our 30 minutes, we could talk wrestling all day long. Hope to have everybody back in after state to catch up with you. Sure. And we'll be watching you next weekend for sure.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much. From the Mexico High School wrestling team, head coach Jake Vitale, assistant Jordan Jones. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors once again, our studio sponsor, Slumberland Furniture here of Mexico. President's Day sale going on. Also, mattresses are on sale. So, it's Valentine's Day. Hey, come get a nice mattress and enjoy Valentine's Day, if you will. Also, our other sponsors, United Credit Union, Weber Family of Pharmacies, Arthur Center Community Health, Mexico School District, the Community R6 School District, and, of course, the Van Far School District. We'll be back again next Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Facebook Live from Slumberland Furniture here in Mexico. It's the Mexico Ledger Saturday Morning Sports Show. I'm Matt Pilger.